In the previous session, we discussed about the French society, features of French society in the 18th century. Okay. Then now we will discuss about the emergence of middle class. Okay. Okay. In the 18th century, witnessed the emergence of a new social group called middle class. Okay. In the 18th century, witnessed the emergence of a new social group called middle class. Okay, these groups or this middle class earn wealth. This middle class earn their wealth through overseas trade and manufacturing goods. Okay, these middle class earn their wealth through overseas trade and manufacturing goods. Clear? Okay. About in the 18th century, witnessed the emergence of a new social group called middle class. These middle class earn their wealth through overseas trade and manufacturing goods. Okay. In addition to these traders and manufacturers, here lawyers and administrative sections, okay, were also included in the middle class. Okay, here in addition to traders and manufacturers, administrative officials, lawyers are also included in the middle class. Okay, so first, in the 18th century, witnessed the emergence of a new social group called middle class. These middle class group earn their wealth through overseas trade and manufacturing goods. Then, in addition to traders and manufacturers, other groups called lawyers, then and other administrative sections, they are also included in the middle class. These peoples were educated. These middle class were educated section, and they believed that no group in the society should be privileged by birth. But these middle class, the members of this middle class were educated, and they believed that no group in the society should be privileged by birth. Okay. Here, one of the important features of French society is the third estate. The third estate means common people, then small officials, etc., etc. They were the third category or the third estate. Okay. Here, first and second estate enjoyed certain privileges by birth. That we already discussed in the first section. Okay. But now, these middle class, they criticize that special privileges. Okay. They believed that no group in the society should be privileged by birth. No group in the society should be privileged by birth. Okay, clear. Okay, first, emergence of middle class. The 18th century witnessed a new social group called middle class. They earned, all these middle class earned their wealth through overseas trade and manufacturing goods. Then, in addition to these traders and manufacturers, other communities like lawyers, then administrative officials, they were also in the middle class community. These middle class sections were educated, and they believed that no one in the group should be privileged by birth. Clear? Okay. Then, the ideas of this middle class or these sections were put forward by philosophers like Rousseau, then John Locke and Montesquieu. Okay, the ideas were put forward by the philosophers like John Locke, then John Locke, then Rousseau, then the last one Montesquieu. Okay. But here the ideas mainly put forward by the philosophers like John Locke, Rousseau and Montesquieu. Okay. Then here the role of philosophers in the French Revolution. Here the first one, John Locke. Here the John Locke in his book Two Treatises of Government. Here the book John Locke Two Treatises of Government. Okay, he criticized the doctrine of divine. Here John Locke criticized doctrine of divine and absolute right of monarch. Here the philosophers, first one the John Locke, here in his book Two Treatises of Government, he criticized doctrine of divine and absolute power of monarch. Then another person, Rousseau. Okay, Rousseau proposed a form of government. The Rousseau proposed a form of government based on a social contract between people and their representative. Okay, here another person, Rousseau. Here Rousseau proposed a government based on a social contract between the people and their representative. Okay. Then the third one, Montesquieu. Here, in his book, The Spirit of Laws. The book of Montesquieu, Spirit of Laws. In his book, Spirit of Laws, he proposed a division of power. Here, in his book, Spirit of Laws, he proposed a division of power between legislature, executive and judiciary. In his book Spirit of Laws, here the Montesquieu proposed a new form of government based on division of power within the government between legislature, executive and judiciary. Okay, but here the philosophers John Locke, Rousseau and Montesquieu. Okay, here the ideas that developed in the French society that put forward by the philosophers like John Locke, Rousseau and Montesquieu. Here John Locke in his book Two Treatises of Government, he criticized doctrine of divine and absolute power of monarch. Here Rousseau proposed Rousseau proposed a form of government based on a social contract between people and the representative. Then another person, Montesquieu. Okay, Montesquieu proposed a division of power within the government. Montesquieu proposed division of power within the government between legislature, executive and judiciary. Legislature, executive and judiciary. Okay. Then the ideas of these philosophers. Okay, the ideas of these philosophers were discussed intensively in coffee shops and saloons. Here, the ideas of these philosophers were discussed where in coffee shops and saloons, and this also spread through books and newspapers. Okay, then these were frequently read aloud. These ideas or their books, okay, the ideas of these philosophers were frequently read aloud in the groups for the benefit of those who could not read and write. Okay, in the groups, they discuss the ideas of these philosophers. Okay, these are mainly benefit of those who could not read and write. Okay. That is the role of philosophers in the French Revolution. Okay, but today we discuss first one, growing of middle class. Okay, 18th century witness the growing of a new social group called middle class. Okay, these middle class earned their wealth through manufacturing goods and overseas trade. Then, in addition to these merchants and traders, another group called lawyers and administrative officials, they were also in middle class. They were well educated and they criticized the entire system of French society. They believed that no group in the society should be privileged by birth. Okay, their ideas mainly put forward by the philosophers like John Locke, Rousseau, and Montesquieu. The John Locke, in his book Two Treatises of Government, he criticized doctrine of divine and absolute power of monarchy. That means monarchy means kingship. Okay, he criticized the power of a king. Okay, who was the king? Louis XVI. Louis XVI or Bourbon dynasty. Okay, then another person, Rousseau. He proposed a form of government based on a social contract between people and their representative. People and their representative. Another person, Montesquieu, in his book, The Spirit of Laws, he proposed a division of power. Here, Montesquieu proposed division of power between legislature, executive, and judiciary. Then their ideas or the ideas of these philosophers were discussed in saloons and coffee shops, and it also spread through newspapers and books. The ideas of these philosophers were read aloud in groups for the benefit of those who could not read and write. Okay, that's all. This is the first session of French Revolution. Okay.